Students, whatever homework is given to you, you have to submit it on the very next day between 8 am to 1 pm to the given WhatsApp number, and it is compulsory to submit your homework as your attendance will be marked on the basis of your submission.
Dear students, myself R.S. Goswami from KGK Higher Secondary School. Today I am going to teach economics of standard 11, and in economics our chapter number 1, economics and introduction, and the topic is importance of economics. So as a subject, economics we study, but in our day-to-day life economics is also useful. Economics studies the behavior of human being, and one thing to remember, the human behavior is logical. That means as a customer we always try to pay minimum price of a commodity and want to get maximum goods. This is the logical behavior of a customer. Same way, suppose you are a businessman or a trader. What is your main aim? Profit maximization. Profit is there, but how much profit? Maximum profit. As a professional, as a businessman, as a trader, suppose you are a government, then the aim of the government is to provide the goods and services as a reasonable cost. Here the motto of the government is providing goods and services at the reasonable cost. Profit is there, but not like the professionals, not like the businessman or the trader or the private sector. The main motto of the private sector is profit maximization, but the main motto of the government is to provide goods and services to the people. So these kind of topics we can study in economics, and economics help us to understand this kind of the behavior of the people. So now we see one by one how the economics is useful in our day-to-day life. First thing, understanding. So here everyday behavior. In our day-to-day life we have done so many types of economic activities and non-economic activities. So here economics help us to understand why we have done economic activities. Our main aim is behind doing the economic activity, and that is to earn monetary benefits. That means income, money. And why we need the money? To satisfy our day-to-day wants or day-to-day necessity. So economics help us to study everyday behavior. Now international event. There are so many events happen in day-to-day in the world. So what is the effect of an event on the life of the people of any country? That thing to know economics help us. Now here the example is price rise of crude oil. Suppose in the international market the price of crude oil increase, then what is the effect on the business? What is the effect on the normal people? All these things explain economics. And with the help of economics, we can understand what is the effect of rising the price of crude oil. Suppose the rising of the price of crude oil, that means the price of petrol, price of diesel increase, and because of that transportation cost increase, and if the transportation cost increase, then the cost of the other things increase. So this is the effect of rising the price of crude oil. So what is the effect of rising the price of crude oil? We can understand by study of economics. Other example is given, developed and developing nations. How can we know? Just like America, Russia, England, Germany, Japan, all these countries are developed countries. Other side, developing countries like India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, China, then Pakistan. So these kind of the information already mentioned in economics, and economics explain us why these are called developed countries and why these are called developing countries. So according to World Bank report 2004, according to World Bank report 2004, the definition is given for the developed nation, and that definition is, according to World Bank, the countries whose per capita income is less than $735, those countries are known as developing countries. So if the country's per capita income is less than $735, then that country is known as developing countries. And if the more income, then develop. So how we know? This definition is given by World Bank and in economics. So we can understand everyday's behavior of the country, the events of the international, by study the economics. Now the second one, historical events in economics. Some historical events also explained. Here reasons for World War I and World War II. You know, World War I in 1940 and World War II 1939. So these kind of the informations are given in the economics. When we study the economics, and we can understand historical events. Why World War I and World War II happened? Because of Germany, and so many factors which are responsible for the World War I and World War II. Then you know very well East India Company. East India Company came in India only for trading purpose. So many European countries came in India, just like British, then Dutch, then Poland, Germany. So all these countries came to India only the purpose was trading and business. And among them, the Britishers become the ruler in India, and they ruled long period of time in India. So these kind of the events we can easily understand by study the economics. So economics help us to understand historical events. Now after that, economics importance. So here decision making by individuals. here individuals means, suppose the customer, a businessman, a trader, a professional. These are individuals. So they take the decision by study the economics. There are so many laws, so many principles are given. By giving that laws and principles, we study that laws and that principles and we take the decision. Suppose normal, a customer, the behavior of customer. Now according to the law of demand, the law of demand explain there is inverse relationship between price and demand. So here logical behavior of customer. That means if the price of a commodity increases, demand of a commodity decreases. And if the price of a commodity decreases, then the demand of a commodity increases. So here is inverse relationship between price and demand. So as a customer, if the price goes high, then our demand decreases. For example, in the beginning of the mangoes season, suppose the time March, April, on that time the mangoes enter in the market. So on that time the price of the mangoes is very high. So few customers buy the mangoes, but after day by day, suppose in the May, in the June, the supply of mangoes increase. So in the market, price decreases. So on that time, more and more customers are ready to buy the mangoes. And economics studies this kind of the behavior of a customer. Suppose you are a trader or a businessman. So your behavior is maximization of profit. So how you make the profit? You study the market, which kind of the trade is going on. You take the information, collect the information, analyze and then take the decision. So economics help us in decision making. Here, after that, government policy. Economics help us to making the policy of government. So the government makes different kind of policies. That means tax policy, wage policy, then RBI, repo rate and reverse repo rate. So these kind of the policies we have studied in economics. So economics help us to understand this kind of the policy of government. Just like the income tax. So every year there is a modification in the income tax slab. So we can understand which kind of the policy the government will prepare next time. Same way, RBI wants to control supply of money in the market, and for that the RBI use two things. One is the repo rate and second is the reverse repo rate. Repo rate means, one thing remember, two things. One is commercial banks, other is RBI. So when commercial banks borrow the loan from the RBI and commercial banks pay interest, that rate of interest is known as repo rate. Again, when commercial banks borrow loans from the RBI and commercial banks pay rate of interest, so that rate of interest is known as repo rate. Now the reverse repo rate, now the vice versa. When RBI borrows loan from the commercial bank and RBI pays interest, so that rate is known as reverse repo rate. So here RBI use this policy to control supply of money in economics. So different kind of policies by the government, by the RBI, and this kind of the policies studied by the economics. So economics help us to understand government's policy. After that, professional decision making. In economics, there are so many laws, so many principles which help to the professionals in making the decision. Now here help businessmen in decision making. Suppose you are a businessman, you want to start the new business, then you study the economics about the market. In the market, which kind of the goods are available, what is the price, in which goods profit is high. After collecting the data, analyze the data, and after that you make the decision. So economics help you. In economics, some laws, some principles help you in decision making. So these are the importance of economics. After that, here effects of the decision making. Suppose you take the decision, you want to increase the price. So the law of demand, according to law of demand, if you increase the price, demand decrease. So what is the effect of your decision in your business? Also explain economics. So this way economics help us in so many ways to study our day-to-day behavior. Once again, understanding everyday behavior, then understanding historical events, then economics importance, decision making by individual, then government policies, and then professional decision making. So these are the importance of economics. Thank you very much.